When I tell you that God is about to refund every loss in your life, I am not speaking from emotion, speculation, or wishful desire. I am speaking from a place of spiritual certainty, a place where the power of God's intention meets the reality of your destiny. Listen closely, because what I am about to declare over your life carries the weight of divine restoration. Your story is not ending in loss. Your journey is not concluding in financial pain. Every amount of money you lost through betrayal, mistakes, delays, oppression, confusion, mismanagement, or misfortune is coming back to you with a divine increase. God has stepped into your situation, and when God steps in, what was stolen is returned, what was broken is rebuilt, and what was drained from your life is replenished with an overflow. You must understand this. Loss is not always punishment. Sometimes loss is preparation. Sometimes loss is simply the clearing of ground so God can build something bigger than you had before. Sometimes money leaves your hands so that your heart can return to God. And when your heart returns to God, God returns to you in a way that defies logic, expectation, and calculation. There is a season where God watches your patience. There is a season where God measures your endurance. And then there comes a moment, an appointed moment, when God says, now. Now is the time to restore what was taken. That moment is approaching you faster than you think. What you lost is not gone. It is incubating in God's hands, waiting to reappear in greater form. Some of you have cried over money. Some of you have felt shame, betrayal, confusion. Some of you have lived through seasons where you had to pretend you were okay when deep inside the losses felt like wounds you could not describe. You watched opportunities slip. You watched people exploit your trust. You watched your hard work go unrecognized. You watched your savings evaporate. And sometimes you wondered if God saw it, if God cared, if God would ever repay the years that felt stripped away. I am here to tell you with divine urgency, God saw every moment. God heard every cry. God counted every tear. And God is preparing a refund so complete, so precise, so beyond your expectations that the pain that once consumed you will feel like a distant memory. This is not just restoration, this is compensation. This is God multiplying what you lost, not simply replacing it. When God refunds you, God does not refund in equal measure. God refunds in divine measure. When a human pays you back, they return what they owe. When God pays you back, God returns what was lost, what was delayed, what was blocked, what was stolen, and what you should have had but never received. All in one divine way. That is the difference between human repayment and divine repayment. God does not restore you to where you were. God elevates you to where you were meant to be. I want you to grasp this truth deep within your spirit. You were not meant to end your life in financial deficit. God did not create you to dwell in lack, to remain stuck in cycles of loss, or to live under the shadow of money that slipped away. God created you to walk in abundance, born from discipline, faith, and obedience. The losses you experienced were not there to destroy you. They were there to refine you. They were there to sharpen your discernment. They were there to separate you from the wrong people. They were there to awaken your dependence on God. And now that the refining season has done its work, the refunding season is about to begin. Some people do not realize that God refunds in ways the world cannot detect. Sometimes God refunds by placing you in the right opportunity at the right time. Sometimes God refunds by closing doors that were draining you. Sometimes God refunds by exposing people who are blocking your growth. Sometimes God refunds by giving you a wisdom you never had before, a clarity that cuts through confusion, a courage that destroys fear, a discipline that attracts prosperity, a faith that refuses to shrink back. Sometimes God refunds by giving you the strength to build again, but with more authority than ever before. And sometimes God refunds by putting into your hands financial resources you once thought were impossible for you to receive. Every financial loss carries a spiritual message. Every setback speaks to a deeper calling. Every empty season reveals a hidden preparation. You cannot look at the money you lost as if it was the end of your story. It was only the end of a chapter. And chapters change. The same God who allowed the loss is the God who is about to release the refund. But this time, you will not receive it from people. You will receive it from God directly. It will come through channels you did not expect, through opportunities you did not anticipate, through doors you did not even know existed. But before God refunds, God renews the mind, the heart, and the vision. God is not going to pour abundance into a fearful heart. God is not going to pour increase into a divided mind. God is not going to release wealth into a spirit that is not aligned with purpose. That is why you experience losses, to detach you from illusions, to train you for endurance, to strengthen your spiritual muscles. You are not the same person who lost that money. You have survived storms that could have broken you. You have walked through seasons that could have crushed your hope. You have seen things that forced you to grow, to rethink, to rebuild your foundation. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are spiritually mature now. And because of that, you can now carry the blessing that would have overwhelmed you in the past. There are people who never recovered from their losses because they surrendered to despair. But you didn't. Even when you were tired, you kept moving. Even when you felt defeated, you kept praying. Even when you felt abandoned, you kept believing. Even when your resources were low, your hope stayed alive. And God always rewards endurance. God always honors perseverance. God always lifts those who refuse to give up, even in silence, even in tears, even in disappointment. Your financial losses did not break your destiny. They shaped it. They were not the end of your purpose. They were the beginning of your elevation. God is not about to give you back what you lost in the same form. God is about to give it back in a higher form, a stronger form, a multiplied form, a purified form. What left you hurt is returning to you healed. What left you empty is returning filled. What left you disappointed is returning perfected. What left you weak is returning empowered. But you must do your part. You cannot step into divine refund with a broken mindset. You cannot enter the season of restoration with thoughts filled with fear, lack, or doubt. You must open your spirit to the reality that God is the source of all provision. You must acknowledge that the same God who sustained you through loss is the God who will elevate you in abundance. The moment your faith aligns with God's intention, the refund begins. The moment your heart releases bitterness, the refund begins. The moment your spirit says gratitude, the refund begins. The moment your vision expands beyond the past, the refund begins. There are seeds you planted years ago, seeds of hard work, seeds of generosity, seeds of dedication, seeds of sacrifice that have not yet returned a harvest. But God never forgets what you sow. God never ignores righteous effort. God never overlooks sincere sacrifice. There is a divine harvest that has been waiting for the right season to manifest. And when God decides the season, nothing can stop the harvest. Not betrayal, not failure, not delays, not schemes, not envy, not opposition. When God declares it is time, the refund appears with unstoppable force. Some of you lost money because you trusted the wrong people. But trust is not your weakness, it is your strength. God will refund you not only in money, but in discernment, so you never repeat the same mistake. Some of you lost money because you took risks without guidance. But the courage to take risks is still within you. And God will now guide you with a precision that protects your steps. Some of you lost money because you lacked knowledge. Now God is awakening a hunger for wisdom that will attract prosperity. Some of you lost money because you were emotionally attached to what you should have released. Now God is teaching you how to manage, multiply, and protect what is yours. Listen deeply. When God refunds, God does not consult the economy, the market, the government, or the opinions of people. God does not check your credentials, your education, your background, or your mistakes. God restores because God decides to restore. And when God decides, it becomes reality. No opposition is strong enough to stop it. No enemy is powerful enough to block it. No delay is long enough to cancel it. No mistake is deep enough to disqualify it. God's refund arrives by divine decree, not human approval. You are entering a sea, son, where unexpected opportunities will find you. People who ignored you will seek you. Doors that were locked will open by themselves. Financial breakthroughs you stopped praying for will suddenly appear. Money that was stuck will be released. Resources that were blocked will flow. The favor that was hidden will shine. This is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. God is rearranging circumstances, repositioning people, and redirecting opportunities so everything that belongs to you returns with increase. As the refund unfolds, you will notice something different about yourself. You will stop chasing what you once lost. You will start attracting what is meant for you. You will stop holding on to fear. You will start operating in spiritual authority. You will stop asking small. You will start expecting big. Because once God refunds you, your identity shifts. You no longer see yourself through the lens of loss. You see yourself through the lens of divine purpose. The money you lost did not diminish your worth. It did not reduce your value. It did not erase your future. The loss was temporary, but the refund is eternal in its impact. You may have walked through seasons of financial dryness, but you are about to walk into a season of overflowing provision. You may have experienced moments of scarcity, but you are about to experience a flow of resources that sustain, elevate, and strengthen your purpose. God is not simply giving money back. God is restoring stability, confidence, and power to your life. Your mind will shift. Your habits will upgrade. Your relationships will align. Your opportunities will expand. Your environment will evolve. When God refunds everything connected to your assignment, not just the money you lost, because the money was never the goal, it was the tool. And now, God is equipping you again, but this time with protection, wisdom, and divine clarity. You are stepping into a future where you will not just recover, but dominate. Where you will not just regain, but rise. Where you will not just receive, but multiply. Where you will not just survive, but flourish. Every financial wound is about to close. Every financial burden is about to lift. Every financial delay is about to break. God is not passing by you. God is turning towards you. God is shining upon you. God is refunding you. Listen closely, because what I am about to speak now is not only an extension of the truth already planted in your spirit, it is a deeper unveiling of the divine intention resting upon your life. When God sets a season of refund into motion, it does not happen in fragments or isolated moments. It happens as a sweeping movement of divine realignment. It is as though God steps into the very timeline of your life, reaches into every year that felt wasted, every season that felt empty, every chapter where you felt financially stripped, and pulls them forward into your present moment with fresh power and multiplied purpose. The refund God is preparing for you is not limited to numbers. It is connected to time, opportunity, dignity, confidence, and divine positioning. God is not merely returning what was lost. God is reconfiguring your future. There are losses that weighed heavily on your heart because you thought they defined your identity. You thought the failure of a business meant the failure of your calling. You thought the betrayal of a partner meant the collapse of your destiny. You thought the missed opportunities meant you had fallen behind permanently. But you must understand something profound. Nothing you lost had the authority to rewrite the identity God gave you. You were chosen before the loss. You were destined before the setback. You were marked before the disappointment. The losses were not indications of your weakness. They were confirmations of the spiritual weight you carry. The enemy does not fight what is empty. The enemy fights what is rising. And your losses were evidence that something powerful was being birthed inside you. When God refunds, God also reveals. God exposes the true intentions of those around you. God separates the sincere from the deceptive. God removes people who drain you and brings those who strengthen you. The refund is not only financial, it is relational. Some of your greatest losses came through people who were never meant to walk with you into your next season. They were part of your past, not part of your destiny. And God allowed the loss to reveal the truth. You must thank God not only for the money that is returning, but for the people who are not. Because the same individuals who mishandled you before would have sabotaged you again in your season of blessing. God refunded you by removing them before your elevation. And now God is replacing them with voices of stability, people of integrity, and relationships that protect your purpose. Because divine refund is not only about giving back what was lost, it is about creating an ecosystem around you that can sustain the blessing when it arrives. God is not returning wealth into chaos. God returns wealth into order. God is establishing structure in your spirit, clarity in your thoughts, and a renewed sense of responsibility in your character. Your refund is divinely timed because your maturity is now ready to handle what your immaturity could not sustain. This is why you cannot despise the delay. The delay was not abandonment, it was preparation. God withheld certain blessings from you, not because you are unworthy, but because the environment around you was unstable. You were connected to people who did not support your growth. You were surrounded by influences that weakened your discernment. You were operating with habits that sabotage your own prosperity. If God had refunded you then, the blessing would have leaked through cracks in your character. But now, after the refining, after the isolation, after the internal rebuilding, those cracks have been sealed. You are no longer the same person. You are spiritually fortified, mentally sharpened, emotionally grounded, and ready to carry the increase without collapsing under its weight. The refund coming your way is also a response to prayers you prayed silently, prayers others never heard, prayers you whispered in exhaustion. You prayed for clarity, you prayed for guidance, you prayed for strength, and God listened. Sometimes the answer to your prayer is not a direct response, but a season of transformation. God answered your prayer for wisdom by allowing you to experience situations that forced you to grow. God answered your prayer for provision by teaching you how to manage what you have more effectively. God answered your prayer for discernment by revealing who never deserved access to your future. Every loss became part of the answer. Every struggle became part of the preparation. And every tear became part of the foundation that will hold your blessing. You must understand the magnitude of what God is about to do. The refund is not coming through familiar means. It is not restricted to your job, your business, or your current connections. God is creating channels where there were no channels. God is opening paths where the ground once looked barren. God is positioning opportunities that were not even in your imagination. The same God who placed rivers in deserts will place provision in places where you once experienced only dryness. God is not limited by your environment. God is not restricted by economic conditions. God is not bound by human approval. When God decides to refund, the entire universe leans itself with that decision. This is why your attitude in this season matters. You must not approach this refund with anxiety or fear. You must approach it with expectation. You cannot say you believe God will refund you while still thinking like a person who has lost everything. You must shift from survival mode to spiritual authority. Speak as someone who knows God is moving. Walk as someone who knows provision is coming. Think as someone whose future is secure. The moment your mindset aligns with divine expectation, your life becomes a magnet for abundance. Expectation is the bridge between faith and manifestation. When you expect God to move, the spiritual atmosphere around you shifts and creates room for the blessing to land. Some of you will experience a refund in the form of ideas that carry financial power, ideas that transform industries, ideas that draw resources toward you. Others will experience a refund through opportunities that appear out of nowhere, calls you did not expect, approvals you thought were impossible, open doors that contradict your past experiences. Some will receive divine connections, people who carry solutions, people who carry influence, people who carry access, and others will experience a supernatural breakthrough. Money released suddenly, debts cleared unexpectedly, delays overturned instantly. God tailors the refund according to the need and the destiny of each person. But no matter how the refund arrives, it will carry a signature you cannot deny. The signature of God's mercy, God's justice, and God's perfect timing. Because when God refunds, God not only restores the balance, God vindicates you. God shows the world that you were never defeated. God shows the world that your losses did not define you. God shows the world that your faith was not in vain. God shows the world that those who trust in divine power can never be abandoned. Your season of refund is approaching with acceleration. You will feel the shift. You will sense the momentum. You will see signs. Things that once felt stuck will suddenly move. Things that once felt heavy will suddenly lighten. Things that once felt impossible will suddenly become effortless. Because when God moves, resistance breaks, darkness retreats, obstacles collapse, the spiritual atmosphere bends in your favor. There is a dimension of God's refund that many people overlook, yet it is one of the most powerful forms of restoration you will ever receive. When God refunds, God does not only return lost money, God returns lost identity. There were seasons in your life where financial hardship made you question your worth, your intelligence, your capability. You began seeing yourself through the lens of what happened instead of who you truly are. But God is about to break the psychological impact of those losses. God is about to free your mind from the weight of past mistakes. God is returning to you a sense of confidence that was drained from you. God is restoring the inner authority that was weakened by disappointment. Before the external refund arrives, the internal refund begins. And when that inner restoration takes hold, nothing outside of you can intimidate you again. There were moments in your life where you feared taking risks because of a past failure. You hesitated, not because you lacked ideas, but because the shadow of your previous losses followed you. God is refunding you by removing the fear attached to your past. God is releasing you from the trauma of what happened. You cannot step into abundance with fear still sitting in the back of your mind. God is cleansing you from that fear. You will step forward in this next season with a courage that does not shake, a boldness that does not hesitate, and a faith that does not shrink in the fact. E of uncertainty. What you lost once will not stop you from rising now. God is rewriting the emotional memory of your losses so they no longer control your decisions. And hear this clearly, God is not only refunding what you lost, God is refunding the years you thought were wasted. Every year where your progress seemed invisible, every season where you felt stuck, every moment where life appeared to move without you, God kept track of it. God is a restorer of time. God can push you forward in 1 year more than you advanced in the last 10. God can open doors that make you recover decades of lost opportunities. Do not limit God to calendar years. God moves in divine timing, and divine timing can accelerate you beyond anything your human effort could accomplish. You are about to experience sudden progress, sudden elevation, sudden expansion, not because you forced it, but because God released it. The refund of time is one of the greatest signs that your season has shifted. The most astonishing part of divine refund is this: God often gives you more than you ask for, because God remembers losses you forgot. There were situations where you were mistreated but chose silence. There were times you blessed people who never appreciated you. There were sacrifices you made that no one recognized. There were moments you gave when you barely had enough for yourself. God saw it all. God counted it all. None of it left God's attention, and now God is returning that unseen sacrifice in ways you never imagined. You are about to harvest from seeds you forgot you planted. You are about to receive from spiritual accounts you did not even know were accumulating interest. God never allows a pure heart to end empty. The divine refund also comes with a spiritual sharpening. You will begin seeing opportunities differently. What you used to ignore, you will suddenly recognize as valuable. What once confused you will become clear. God is sharpening your discernment so you no longer walk blindly into financial traps. You will sense when something is not aligned with your purpose. You will feel spiritual unease when someone's intentions toward you are not pure. This protection is part of the refund. God is ensuring you never lose in the same way again. Your future decisions will be guided by a deeper insight, a more refined intuition, and a wisdom that comes only from divine influence. There is another angle of this refund that must be understood. God is positioning you for influence. Loss reduced your circle temporarily, but God is preparing to expand your impact. Wealth is not only about personal comfort, it is about purpose. God is about to refund you so you can become a source of strength for others, a pillar of stability, a voice of wisdom. You will stand in rooms you once felt unqualified to enter. People will seek your guidance because of the resilience you developed. You will speak with an authority shaped by hardship and refined by faith. Your financial restoration is tied to your assignment, not your ego. God is refunding you because your abundance will unlock abundance in others. God is also about to refund the opportunities you were denied. Some of you were blocked from positions you deserved, not because of incompetence, but because the timing wasn't right or the environment wasn't aligned with God's plan. But now God is moving you out of places where you were tolerated and into places where you will be celebrated. God is preparing opportunities that match your potential, not your past. And when those opportunities arrive, they will make sense of every closed door you cried over. What once felt like rejection will now be revealed as protection. God is positioning you where your gifts will flourish without limitation, where your value will be honored, and where your presence will carry impact. There is a sacred truth you must hold tightly. When God refunds you, humility must remain your foundation. Abundance is powerful, but it requires responsibility. God is refunding you not to inflate your pride, but to expand your purpose. God is blessing you so you can bless others. God is restoring you so your life becomes a testimony. God is elevating you so you can lift someone else. When the money returns, let gratitude guide you. When the opportunities arrive, remember where you came from. When the favor increases, remember who sustained you. This humility is not weakness. It is the key that keeps the blessing flowing. You will notice something remarkable. In this season of refund, your environment will begin to shift. The energy around you will become lighter. The heaviness you carried will lift. You will attract people with vision, not people who drain you. You will be surrounded by support instead of resistance. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. God is pruning your life so the blessing has space to grow. God is removing distractions so your focus becomes sharper. God is closing doors that lead nowhere and opening paths that lead to purpose. This environmental shift is part of the divine refund. God is creating the conditions necessary for abundance. You are entering a chapter where you will not apologize for your worth. You will not shrink to make others comfortable. You will not play small to fit into places you have outgrown. The losses you experienced taught you your value. And now God is elevating you to a realm where that value will be acknowledged. You will walk into rooms with quiet confidence. You will speak with conviction. You will negotiate with clarity. You will make decisions without second-guessing yourself. The refund coming your way is not only about resources, it is about the restoration of inner dignity. Let your spirit expand with the weight of what God is about to release, because this conclusion is not an ending, it is the opening of a divine gate. You are standing at the threshold of a shift so profound that even the memories of your losses will no longer carry sorrow, but gratitude. Gratitude because you will finally understand that nothing was taken from you without something greater being prepared for you. Gratitude because what once broke you will soon bless you. Gratitude because the very areas where you felt defeated will become the strongest testimonies of your life. God never allows pain without purpose, loss without compensation, or sacrifice without return. Your story is about to prove that. The refund God is bringing will not slip quietly into your life. It will arrive with undeniable clarity. You will know it is divine because it will restore areas you forgot needed healing. It will repair cracks you thought you had learned to live with. It will redeem dreams you almost buried. The refund of God is not like the refund of people. It does not simply replace, it glorifies, amplifies, elevates, and transforms. God is returning what was lost in a way that lifts your entire life into a higher dimension of purpose and stability. You will not simply regain money, you will regain momentum. You will not simply regain opportunities. You will regain direction. You will not simply regain confidence. You will regain the authority to step boldly into the future God designed for you. Understand this. What God is about to refund carries a spiritual signature that cannot be faked, forged, or replicated by human hands. It will come in such a way that you cannot attribute it to luck, coincidence, or chance. It will be too precise, too timely, too aligned, too intentional, you will know without a doubt that God orchestrated every detail. And when this realization hits your spirit, your faith will deepen, your gratitude will expand, and your commitment to your purpose will intensify. For you will see that even in your darkest moments, God was building something extraordinary behind the scenes. And as the blessing comes, you will experience another kind of expansion, the expansion of your influence. People will look to you not because of what you have, but because of who you have become. They will see the strength that was forged through trial. They will feel the wisdom that was carved through perseverance. They will witness the resilience that was shaped through loss. What God refunds in your life will elevate you into a role of inspiration, leadership, and spiritual example. Your story will become a roadmap for others. Your voice will carry weight. Your presence will carry encouragement. Your life will carry meaning far beyond personal gain. Let this truth settle deeply within you. God is not only restoring what was lost, God is preparing you to carry what is coming. The blessing ahead is not fragile, it is not temporary, it is not unstable. It is secured by divine intention and sustained by the preparation God led you through. The loneliness you endured was strengthening you. The confusion you survived was instructing you. The delays you experienced were aligning you. The losses you suffered were refining you. Everything was part of a strategic process to make you capable of receiving, holding, and multiplying what God is about to return. So step into this new season with a heart prepared for abundance, not fear. Lift your expectations, expand your vision, stretch your faith. The refund is not coming in fragments, it is coming in full measure. It is coming pressed down, expanded, enriched, and dripping with purpose. You are on the edge of a divine reversal where everything that felt broken is restored, everything that felt delayed is accelerated, and everything that felt lost is returned with supernatural increase. Walk into this moment with the certainty that God is not only restoring your past, God is launching your future. And this future will shine so brightly that your former losses will look small in comparison to the greatness God is releasing into your hands.